Spirits am I?
I am Colin.
Well, how are you doing this evening?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Nice sunny day out there, so it's all right. I even
Roasting in the
managed to
room.
wear shorts at HTC today. You been to HTC?
Wow.
It's
I have
like
I.
even on the sunniest day, it's cold. Managed to be there. Uh, get through it.
It's the windiest place going. It's actually, you know how they made the large, was it Hadron Collider? And the fire protons at that to try and hit each other or whatever it is that they do. If they'd built that in East Lothian when the training centre was, they would have got a wee bit extra speed
Mm.
just because they're wind assisted. Um, what a weekend. Anyway, yesterday, fucking brilliant. I was thinking earlier on, we are in the midst of a generational run with the team. Like
Mhm.
a 16 game unbeaten run is
Yeah,
something that does not come around very often. What is it? We're going back into the mid 40s
yeah.
to get a similar run. So my old man's 75 this year. It's before his time.
Aye, mad, eh?
Like you did, just to give you a sense of quite how big an achievement that is. And it wasn't even like it was a surprise because some of us went and predicted a 2-0 win as well.
Did you only say 2-0? I thought you'd went
Aye.
more than that. I seen that somebody on the Patreon had said well done on it, and I thought I'd said 2-1. But I think you had, because we both predicted a win without any even real.
Aye.
Like it wasn't even like well, you know what I mean? It was like 2-1, and you went. I think you had went bigger actually.
Do you know what?
3, you know.
I might have done that sort of Patreon as well because I never remember what I've
Ah,
predicted. So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, fucking brilliant! I must have got one right for the change."
because you were talking about it being it could be a very good day for us, sort of thing. Like,
Oh,
is it? I can't remember exactly what you said score wise, but my takeaway was like we've got to get him a 3 or a 4, like the way you were saying.
aye.
Um,
And just for anybody watching on YouTube, we haven't coordinated before we came on, have we? Like
it's like
we've not
it's
deliberately
just
gone
a
for.
plain green t-shirt, by the way. Like
Aye,
it's
I've got writing on mine like
aye,
the Hibs stuff on it. So just to put it, we've not got all of us hasn't got a long bangers
matching
uniform.
jammies.
Aye. Right, we've already got some comments on the YouTube. Chris Black said, "Way boys, it's been a lovely weekend." Donald said, "Oh, Donald, glad to be here." Kenny said, "Good evening and welcome to all the Hun scalpers." Green Tea said, "Hi guys, hope your weekend continued as great as yesterday." Definitely did. Mikey said, "Mona Hibees, another one bites the dust." Rangers meltdown on Facebook was comedy gold. Stevie said, "Evening, folks. What a day yesterday was. Honestly, didn't expect to see Hibs win there yesterday, but to be part of the thousand or so was superb. Oh, Barry, Zombie Nation chant was class." Ronnie said, "Hi, bangers." Chris said, "Good win, but as usual, the officiating at these grounds are wild. Raskin should have been walking or at least booked." And John said, "Evening, guys. What a weekend to be a high BA." So, welcome everybody. It's good to see you here. Hopefully, you get plenty of stuff to talk about in the comments. Keep firing them in, and we'll cover them as we go. We've got loads of talking points to pick up from off of Twitter and Blue Sky. Colin, I'll start with you though. What was your overall take on the game?
So my overall take, to sum it up, I would say it felt really comfortable, quite straightforward. Um, I'd never really felt in any under any me. I never felt we were under any threat.
Yep.
Um, and Rangers are shite, and we're no. That's what I would sum it up by.
As a fair summation. I
They
thought,
don't look very well coached, and I'm not. I know we're kind of throwing it about now, but they just didn't right. Like, but they're no, because look, it's BBC pundits running them plus a couple of their staunchest ex-players. Like they've not got a fucking clue.
mhm,
Like I didn't mind Neil McCann when he's on the telly and he talks some sense, but if he's trying to talk sense into the other three that are there, Dodsey and fucking, I forgot Alan McGregor was on the coaching staff. He's just there as a pure placate the fans, eh?
aye.
Like he'll go and do the flute in that when they've won a game or something. You've got Barry just saying he's raging all the time and it's unacceptable every week. Like
Aye.
they've got fuck all. Neil McCann must be pulling his hair out like because he's the only one that talk any wee bit of sense out of the whole lot.
I always thought, and I'm sure I said it on here at the time when Barry Ferguson got the gig, that you imagine that dressing room where they're from all over the place, and most of them will think they've got a decent grasp of the English language until it comes to team talk time, and then they'll
I'll
be
tell
sitting
you what
going,
though.
"What the fuck is going on?"
See when you heard them after the game, did you?
Uh-huh.
I know we're talking about Rangers here rather than about us, but his actual post-match interview, I thought was actually decent. He gave Hibs credit. He says they
Yeah,
deserved that, and with a better team and all that. He was articulate doing it, and he hammered these players. And if you were a Rangers fan, you'd probably be going, "Aye, fucking right, Barry." Like, you know what I mean? He's saying everything that's got to keep him in the good books.
aye,
Like, just threw the team under the bus. Just like, fuck them. It's no me. It's these cunts.
aye.
But I mean, watching it, you think, "Aye, you're right." Like, what me watching it, we were better
Mhm.
than them. We're better prepared. We're better tactically. Which is where you would think, well, what was you and your BBC staff then? You know.
Well, we went with the same starting lineup as started against St Johnstone. Any complaints about that?
I was surprised Kurevich started because I think other than that, it was like we picked most of them, didn't we? In the team, I didn't pick Kurevich, I picked Bowie. But I had, did I go with Hoylett in the end? Can you remember?
You went with Campbell.
I went with Campbell and I went with
Yeah.
Levitt because I didn't think he would play Levitt, and that's right. But I wasn't. But I did say I was between
Hmm.
it. I thought they would need a bit more defensive balance. So no, other than Kurevich, who I thought was okay yesterday. Like, I didn't think he was. I thought he held it up a few times. Should have probably won a few free kicks, but touches on the point the guys already messaged in about and didn't get. And did kind of like, although I never picked him, and neither did you, and neither did really anybody that sent a team in. Um, I did say he's played in a lot of the big games this season.
He
Gray
has.
obviously likes him in these games, so I wasn't really surprised.
I thought he did all right. Like he's come in for
Yeah,
plenty of criticism. Um, we talked about it on the phone in. I kind of wasn't like a challenge, but when Joe was talking about Bowie leading games, I was like, well, how does that not
aye,
apply to Miko? Like we need. It's almost like we forget that sometimes you just need to back the players in, get them a bit of a run in the team to get up to speed, and maybe Miko's just needing a wee bit longer. But I thought he played his part in the win as much as
yeah.
anybody. I mean, I don't think he was brilliant, but he didn't really do anything wrong. I didn't think. Um, wasn't much a threat though, which was the other thing. But then he didn't need to be. We had others that were posing the threat. Um, well, let's just pick up a couple of the uh, YouTube comments here. So Stevie said the sing song after we were locked in was superb. I thought it was tight on the Hibs fans that were in there that got locked in to let the Rangers fans get out. I mean, that 3 minutes or so
You're
extra.
ready. Yeah.
Uh, guide. Um, Callum said anybody checked on Joe Capaldi. So we'll come back to that. Right? So Joe must be absolutely loving life at the moment. He's been advocating Dylan Levitt to be in the team for a long, long time, and Levitt was just tremendous again yesterday, Colin, wasn't he?
I thought he was really good yesterday. He just looks so. I've said it before. He just looks good on the ball. You know, when he's got time and when he's making passes, he just looks classy at doing it. It's just that when he's earlier in the season, he's just not had that much time, or he's not been that much. He's not been that looked that good on the ball. But when he's got the time and space,
Hmm.
there was one pass he made yesterday. Well, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2-0 at the time. It was quite late on in the second half anyway, and just like knocked it out to the left wing. And I thought, wow, but that looked tremendous. Like, technically, in that, it just looked good on the eye.
He very nearly put on a plate for Miko in the first half as well. He sort of tried to bend it into the back post,
Mm.
just didn't quite catch it right. But what a pass that would have been as well. Just having the vision to sort of spot it is good. Um, we've got Chris said the two lads in their exit after full time was absolutely class. Samson giving them it was also class. Stevie said one thing I will say that nobody has noticed yet. If you look back at our first goal, Kukovic was offside for Levitt's shot and kind of in the eye line of the keeper.
Yeah,
So let's talk about that goal. So it's a throw in that we win down in their right hand side. The ball sort of breaks out to Levitt. He strikes it sweetly, but right at the keeper, goes through a host of bodies
yeah.
and into the back of the net. What did you make of the goal, Colin?
I did clock that. I was surprised watching it. I said to my wife, I said, I'm surprised that nobody shouting for that. Like, I didn't think he was far enough out. He wasn't
Aye.
blocking it though. I think that's probably why. But none of them were claiming it, and that's not like them. They claim everything. Yeah, like it was 0-0 at the point. But even then, they claim their fans claim for everything. So I don't think he was offside. I don't know if it's fucking offside or not. I don't know what the rule is anymore, right? But it didn't. I think he was far enough out to not be offside. But I was glad somebody was having a dig for distance because I think we don't do enough of that. He caught it okay. Looked like it maybe took some kind of deflection on the way through, but it's really hard to tell for the TV pictures, you know, I think, if
Aye,
it
the
did or
angles were
not.
poor.
But the keeper's made an absolute fucking mess of it. He's got a mistake in him though.
Has got a mistake
And
in him.
mere pundits need to be telling the world about that.
Aye.
Mind the one at Motherwell, they got the TV got him out of it, the VAR got him out of it. Mind the boy, he's fucking dropped it in his own net, and they made something up about a player breathing on him or being too close to him or something. And it's like he's got one in him. Just shoot.
Aye. Had a wee bit of shades of Slivka's goal through there. Just like that sort of similar range and catching on the sort of half volley. And I thought it was a good finish. Like he struck it well. You would expect the keeper to save it though, especially one that I mean Rangers fans were touting him as a £30 million keeper.
Well, they
Uh,
want him in the England squad as well, mind,
aye.
for World Cups and all that.
But to go back to Stevie's point, I think that although there was players in an offside position, I think you would be fucking raging
Aye,
if they put the
we would
flag
have
up
been.
for that.
Oh,
Aye,
aye.
because they're not interfering with play at all. Sandy said everybody happy Hibees, bloody marvellous in my house, get in GGTTH. Chris said thought the same when seeing it back about the offside. Stevie said amazed at orange order on the VAR, never tried to disallow it for that. Sandy said icing on the cake was Jambo's failure. I mean, that was always nice to see. Paul said the Hibs go marching on, felt we'd get a win there yesterday, all about keeper on top at Aberdeen's result, and third is ours. It's mental how we've not been able to shake off Aberdeen yet, Colin.
I know, but you know, I was talking about that earlier. Actually, it's like Aberdeen. Their seasons are almost opposites. Now we're just evening out again
Aye.
against each other. Like they had that run when we were shite. We had that run when they've been shite, and we're now both just beating the other teams. We're probably on a par with them, really. You know, I don't think we're miles ahead. Well, we're a point ahead, but you know what I mean. Like it's not like I don't think it's down to that run they had at the start of the season anymore. We've balanced that out. This is just two decent teams now that have both had a shite spell. Just so happened ours was right at the beginning. I think that's how we've not been able to shake them off. It's just I think it's got to come down now to well, hopefully next week because they've got Rangers. But I mean, fuck knows what Rangers will turn up. Like
I know
especially I think they're in Europe this
they are.
week, so maybe that's when we always say it's a good time to get them.
It's one of these things I was thinking about it yesterday with Aberdeen. I think they held on. I think Ross County had a good chance to equalise right at the death.
Yeah.
And they'll have been coming off the pitch thinking that's us in third now. And then they'll have found out because most folk would have taken it for granted that we wouldn't have picked up
Oh,
anything at Ibrox.
yeah.
That's a big kick in the teeth for them. Like it's one of these ones where you come off thinking brilliant.
Hopefully it's
Go
a
and
bit
have a look at it.
psychological, isn't it? Yeah.
Aye. Go and have a look at the league table and then you're like, fucking hell.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. That was their chance to catch up points. I mean, obviously there's still games to go, but they would have been looking at this weekend as one where they were going, right, we're only a point behind them, win, and we'll jump them. So unlucky Aberdeen, I suppose. Chris said, have to be honest, Miko was excellent yesterday. The amount of times he gets hauled about is a joke. There was one Rangers got an attack, he ended up with a good save for Smith, where he gets pulled right back, right in front of the referee.
Yeah.
Play on,
I know. It was incredible, that one. That was one I was meaning earlier. There was others, but that was the one in the halfway. There was two of them, I think. I'm going to quote him. I don't know why he wasn't getting anything like that.
Nah, the rest of the first half, I thought we kept Rangers at arm's length. They had a lot of the ball, but didn't really do too much for it. Dessers missed a lot. Like
Well, he missed
I
a
say a lot.
couple.
He missed a couple. Aye, I'll
Yeah.
correct that. Yeah.
We didn't give them chances, and I think that's what. So, and that's where some of the stuff is about Smith, where folk go, he's still no a number one, or we still need better, blah blah blah. Because he doesn't have to do much. He did make a save yesterday, but I think it was maybe called offside after he made the save. But obviously, he didn't know that when he made the save. But the defence are really well organised. Like the three of them, or the five of them, depending on how they're set up there. But the three all know what they're doing, and I love it. Like Iredale will just go, let's go up the park. Like we're not fucking about with this.
Aye.
Chase it. See ya. You know what I mean? And it's just like they just get rid of it when at the night times. No, because I like watching long ball football, but it's like just defend. Like you're a defender, fucking defend. Get that up there. get out of the danger area and get it up there. And him and Rocky and that, him and Rocky particularly, just fucking do that. They just go out of here, out of way. And shots, the goalie doesn't have much to do
He doesn't he? Yeah.
because they are marshalling it that well. That, I mean, it was clear, like when you see the stats yesterday, 72% possession Rangers had. Like it was like the St Johnstone game the week before.
Hmm.
To an even further extent, last week we went to St Johnstone. You just have the ball because you're far about well on your own goal line, and we'll chase you down. Yesterday we went, you just do whatever you fucking want, mate, because we'll just defend it.
Yeah.
You aren't good enough to break us down. It was the same in terms of you just have the ball, but it was a different style of tactic against it. Last week it was press high. This week it was defend deep almost, and just made it look easy.
Yeah, and that making it look easy is kind of what I was going to say. Like the first half we limited them. Second half, I thought we were fucking brilliant. Like there was a spell where you're watching it going, we're the away team here at Ibrox. We were so comfortable. So I think the stats was that pulling them up where you were talking there. 15 shots to our 7, 3 each on target though. Like it shows you, although they had 15 shots, they weren't great
Yeah.
chances that they were carving out for all the possession that they had. 622 passes to our 241, but we were happy to let them have the ball because when they got close to our goal, we just went in and defended well. I thought
Yeah.
Rocky was immense again yesterday, Colin. What do you think of Rocky's performance?
He was good. That's what I mean. Him and Iredale, the two of them. Like Miller had a good game as well, but
Mhm.
him and Iredale are solid there. They ken exactly what they're doing, and they organise themselves, and they have the whole thing organised. And as I say, they're not afraid to defend. Like this modern sort of, I need to knock it about and give the goalie it on his own goal line, and so he can pick a pass and that. They're just like, no, let's not fuck about here. Let's get rid.
Aye. We had a shout for a penalty. So we had a
Aye.
bit of conversation about this. Like I saw your post on Hibsnet as well. And you tell me what you think about it first of all.
So I think it's a penalty. Although I've seen a few folks saying it might have come off his midriff and that, and I've not seen that. Like I don't know. And I know that means it's not a penalty then. So
Mhm.
if it did, fair enough. And I've never seen it, and I miss it. But all the other criteria that you get told about. So let's take the Nicky Cadden one at Ross County, right? The ball's come in fair distance,
Yep.
not at base. Defender's got time to see it. He's not blocked. The angles, there's nothing blocking his view. His arms are away from his body. That was most of the reasons I think that they said that it was a penalty, like up at Ross County for them
Yeah.
when we drew that game. And I'm looking at that going, so it's come from the other side. He's face on rather than facing the goals. He's facing out the way. But the boss came in, not at pace, nobody blocking his way, hit his arm, which was away from his body. That's why I go, well, that's a penalty. Why was that not a penalty? So that's where I'm at.
Aye. I thought it was a penalty as well. I was trying to make a case for why it wouldn't be. Because always think, like, see with these decisions, right? Because the handball ones are subjective. And if I want to feel like I've
So
been,
didn't get me wrong, right? Sorry to butt in, right? But
uh-huh.
I said at St Johnstone, I don't think that is a penalty. At Ross County, I don't think
Yeah.
that is a penalty. But then they told us it was.
And
And
explained
that's
why.
the reason why. So
Yeah.
I'm going, right, okay. So that's the rules then. Fine. That's the same.
I thought the only thing that maybe would have been a bit different is I think Tavernier's arm was closer to his body than Cadden's was.
Aye.
Um, and there was the discussion about VAR getting involved as well. Because you go back to Ross County, the referee doesn't see it. VAR calls him over to look at it. He looks at it and goes, right, fair enough, it's a penalty. This one, I think the referee signals to say it's no penalty. So he makes on-field decision, no penalty. And I
Yeah.
think when he does that, it's no clear and obvious for VAR to go and say you've got
Because
it
they
wrong.
did look at it though, didn't they? VAR
Aye,
looked at it.
I think
Yeah.
they check it, but they look at it and go,
That's into the hierarchy thing that the
aye,
referee says,
that's
so
it.
we can't change it.
Aye, so they didn't re-referee it. So even for that point of view, although I'd like to feel a sense of injustice, I kind of go, well, that's what everybody wanted VAR to do, like to not get involved and re-referee the game. If the
Mm.
referee's made the decision and it's no clear and obvious that he's got it wrong, I'm not convinced that it is clear and obvious that it's a handball. There's obviously some people say it's come off the midriff and then onto his arm. There's the point about how far away, because his arm, when the ball hits it, I think it hits his arm, I think his arm's quite close, and then after it's hit the ball, it knocks it out away from his body. So it looks like his arm's further out than it was, but actually at the point of contact, it's quite close to him.
It's maybe because he's moving his arm away because he's thought, "Fuck, the ball's hit me."
Aye,
Aye, it could
like
be.
like like that, and it happens quite quick and everything. I think when you've got that degree of subjectivity in it, even though I think it's a penalty,
I think the
I,
biggest criteria for no getting the penalty is where it was
aye,
and the score at the time.
that's it, 100%. We're never getting it, like because of who we're playing and where
How many times have we not had a penalty at Ibrox in the last 5 years?
loads. Chris, we've had Joe Newell getting kicked in the head, Ryan Porteous getting wrestled into the ground,
Aye,
handball. We've got one handball, mind,
aye.
with Suter. That was the season. Um,
They tried to argue that one though, didn't they? Like
I
we
did,
were,
aye.
even though, or was that the one where we got told that he can't get red carded because
Never
he's the
mind, you
goalie
saved it.
that saved? Aye,
They invented that rule for it. Aye,
aye. It's never
never
been
mind, you
applied
saved
again.
it. Fucking hell. Um, so that my own opinion is it should have been a penalty, and it would have been, I think, Tavernier's second yellow card, and he would have been off. And
Oh, was
obviously,
it right? Aye.
I think so. 'Cause he'd been booked for the foul on Boyle by that
So
point.
there's a third reason.
Aye, so another reason why the referee would be reluctant to give it.
Mm.
But I didn't feel like it's one where it's like a massive injustice.
Aye, but it's not when you win, right? If we'd come away with a 1-0 there though,
Yeah,
yeah, like they hit the bar just before we scored.
true.
If we'd come away there with that, if that the fine margins there, we'd be sitting going, "Fucking hell, that's because of this, because of that." And I think that's a get out there for the referee.
Mhm.
He goes, "I've seen it, so you can't overrule me now because he's shining it. He doesn't know what to give it."
Aye,
And I think that's a shite part of the bar where the bar can't. The bar should be able to go, "You're wrong." Not, well, you made the decision, so we're not going to tell you you're wrong.
yeah.
You were decisive in your decision being wrong.
Uh, aye. Stevie says, amazing how many free kicks we should have had that the ref refused to give us, then gave them the soft ones right after it. Standard. Kieran said Miko wasn't great, but neither was Bowie. Starting to worry a wee bit about Bowie. I think both of them just need games. Like that. That's as we were saying earlier. I think we've seen Miko in his first time was that he can be decent. He's been in and out of the team this season, and I think like any player, he just need a bit of time in the team to kind of get up to speed. Uh, right, I'll give you this question. Colin, this is for Alex Duff. He says, should more of an effort be made to laugh at the Rangers?
I think we're doing our best on the Twitter at the moment, to be honest with
Right,
you.
I like there was the picture, the TV cameras cut to the wee guy sitting on his Jack Jones,
Yeah,
and just somebody captioned it. We are the person.
we are the person. That was brilliant. I am the person. I was trying to get a photo of that at the time.
Were you?
Aye, but it wasn't quick enough. I was lying along the couch watching it, so I didn't quite snap it quick enough. But aye, that was a good one.
Ronnie said, I don't get the Miko criticism. We started the last two games and we have won the last two games. Stevie said Levitt was superb yesterday. Thought Cadden was decent as well. Smith was class. And I've got videos from yesterday's game on here. I got the celebrations for the Boyle goal and the VAR decision. Got the final whistle and celebrations on also. Going to Stevie, if you're on Twitter or Blue Sky, go and tag us in them if you fancy sharing them. They'd be good to have. Kieran said, need someone to explain how Tavernier wasn't sent off for their handball. I think we kind of just covered that. And Ronnie said, I thought the back three were superb yesterday. And what about Ian McCall saying Abita never meant to play that ball for Boiler? Well, that takes us on nicely to the second goal then. So Cliff Pike gave the credit to Josh Campbell for Boyle's goal, but it was Abita that threaded the pass through. Shades of
Yeah,
Scott Allen's pass in that game. We got hammered, and the
aye.
pass was so good. Everybody forgot we got hammered and just talked about how good Scott Allen's pass
It
was.
was, and that was a doing as well, wasn't it?
It was
Like
a
proper.
fucking hiding.
Aye.
Was it like a six that game? Was it?
6-1, I think.
Ah,
Aye.
fucking hell. Um, right, Abita, does he mean it or no? What was your thoughts?
I think he half meant it. Like he wasn't just like getting rid of it, but I think he was trying to dink it up and over, right? And he's caught it and it's sort of bent in that way, like because he was aiming to get it up to Boyle
Mhm.
and or Bowie, right? And I think he's just missed it a wee bit, and it's bent through. I don't think it was 100% meant. I think he started off intending to chip it up and over. But
Mm.
no, not to there. I think he's about 20 yards to the left of where he was aiming it.
Aye, I think that's fair. I think the intention was there, maybe not quite the execution
It's on his bad
exactly.
foot as well, by the way.
Yep,
Like, see if it was his left foot, I might have went, he was maybe aimed it there. But it was he's on his right, he's on his bad foot. To play like pass of the season, I just don't know. Like, I didn't want to take any. I hope he meant it. I hope he meant.
I'm
That's where
saying they meant it. Actually, yeah, I'm going to give him the credit, and I think you're being awfully harsh. How dare you do that,
I
you
got
bad
hammered.
bastard! You.
I know. It's everybody was going mental on the fucking Hibs.net last night about it, and I was like daring enough to go. No, I think I agree. Like, I hadn't even seen the I hadn't even seen. I hadn't even seen what Mikey Stewart said. Because Mikey Stewart says he never meant it as well.
Aye.
But I'm not just copying Mikey Stewart. Like, I said it and
Well, you
then
can't
I
the
seen
rules
what he said.
with football. We can criticise how we can say it.
Aye,
Anybody
it's
external, not
yeah,
one having it. So I think that's fair enough. Um, and then Boyle just runs through what a finish it is as well, calm as you like.
nice finish.
Flag goes
Yeah,
up, and then VAR check. Were you confident that the goal was going to get given?
no, no, I wasn't. Um, because obviously the first viewing, Boyle stopped. He didn't even celebrate it because the flag was up that quick. When it went in, and then when I seen the replay, I thought, oh, they've got to give us all this shite again. They can't conclusively prove if what side of the line his toes on the line and all this shit. I genuinely thought we were going to go
Hmm.
down the route that Celtic's created all and Dundee United have created all the bother about with VAR, with them saying, because I mean you're looking at it along the line and it's a way back. Fucking, there's one camera down in the corner
The
and it's
angle was
like
shocking
looking
again,
at
eh?
it's terrible. You think we not got a camera on the halfway line, like fucking you think you would have one on halfway, eh?
Hmm.
Um, he looks on, but I mean, who the fuck knows, eh?
It's you see his feet. His feet look like they're in our half, but he's
Yeah,
leaning forward.
he's
And
leaning forward.
obviously, like if he's leaning forward, they take it for
Yeah,
the furthest point. But there is a Rangers defender. Even if Boyle
he's a
had gone into their half, he's still onside for there when they
shooter
draw
was
the
not paying
lines.
attention, eh? Like,
Nah,
like you look at that, you think he's in the beach, man. He's like, he's just like, oh, oh no, oh Boyle's ran in. You know
oh,
what I mean? It's
oh
like,
dear.
fuck, that was terrible, terrible defending. Like, if that's us defending like that, like when we're hammering the goalie for the first one, the second one, you go, the fuck are the defence doing?
Mm.
Highline like that against somebody as quick as that,
It's crazy. Eh?
and then no being aware, fucking madness.
They just let him run through. A great finish. They were quite upset about us celebrating the goal after it was given as well.
Were
What
they?
do you think? Oh, aye, there was. I think the Rangers TV commentators. That's what I seen on Twitter. I obviously wasn't watching Rangers TV for it, but they were unhappy that we celebrated the goal twice.
They were
Effectively, like
celebrating
we did.
once, though.
There was a sort of muted celebration because you see Boyle going and then he's sort of, oh fucking hell,
Aye,
flags up. Uh, this is a case of uh, linesmen keeping their flag down. Right, this comes up a lot, doesn't it? Like in
yeah.
conversation, not
Came
just
up the
in
Celtic game today.
not just in Hibs games, but in games in general, where folk moan at the linesman, then they put their flag up straight away.
Yeah,
If that linesman had done it there, so there's two points that like folk moan about VAR and they moan about the linesman keeping his flag down. No VAR, that goal gets chopped off. Linesman doesn't keep his flag down, that goal gets chopped off. In fact, we didn't even get a chance to score it.
yeah,
I think like both of them show you why the rules are in place the way that they are and why it's a good thing for the game to do it.
yeah.
And not just that one. You look at Hoylett at Dundee United just a few weeks back, where Hoylett looked fucking miles
Miles off.
off.
Yeah,
Um, it's like in that one, I didn't even at the time in the away end when he scored, I didn't go fucking mad. Oh yes, I was like
no,
that's fucking getting chopped off and just waiting for the whistle to go, having a wee laugh about him tucking it away, going, "Oh, Ken, it's a good finish that when it doesn't matter." And
aye,
then the next thing you're getting the messages coming through saying he's on, goal gets given. So I'd rather. I ken you've got the risk of somebody might get an injury. That's the argument against it, I suppose. But fuck it, Ken folk get injured in football. That just is like sort of an occupational hazard, isn't it?
aye.
Right, Chris said it's high time Bushiri gets talked about by pundits. He's been superb. And yes, Dessers missed chances, but how many times was Rocky back putting pressure on him? It was a good battle between the two of them, Dessers and Rocky. What did you make of
Yeah.
that battle?
I thought Rocky kind of kept him quiet. There was only he put one over the bar, didn't he? And then he hit the bar. When I thought Rocky had maybe got back and got a touch on it, but and I've seen it back. I don't think he did. But he got back enough to put enough pressure on him. I thought he kept him quiet, and I think the pundits are starting to talk about Rocky because I think Cragen said it on the radio. He mentioned them, and I'm pretty sure did Mikey Stewart and Thompson they'll say it on Sports Scene as well, talking about the back three. Somebody else did anyway. I've seen talking about it, so I think he is starting to get credit now. Obviously, you've still got the lazy sort of journalism about the got mistaken him out there, which I think every player in this league has. Look at Shooter yesterday. Look at Butland yesterday. Um, everybody's got a mistake in them. It's not frequent anymore. You know, he went through that spell. He went through a spell just at the start of the year, like the Derby, the Rangers game, the St Johnstone game, where he made mistakes, but he's not made any really since then, or certainly none that have cost us that I can remember. So I think it's not, we're talking 12 games or something clean. Like most players in the league would be quite happy with that.
I think he'd be delighted with it. I think when you look at all the positives for his games, you'll notice the fact that he's not making mistakes, but actually his defending has been brilliant. He's definitely setting an example but between him and Iredale. What I really liked was Dessers went and tried to win a penalty. Instead of trying to win the ball, he sort of chucked himself down. And Rocky and Iredale just went and gave him fucking belters for it.
It was good.
Brilliant.
That
Should have got booked though. Do you know? Dessers, if you're cheating like that, you need to be getting booked. Stevie said we talked about Michael Stewart's punditry last week and I defended him, saying I think he's spot on. I might have to take that back after he called the beaters through ball was a miss kick, the cheeky twat. Gary said, nice to see you both in your old Cub Scouts jumpers.
I know. Just that, by the way, just the next green t-shirt, £8.
£8. There you go.
Yeah.
Other products brands are available. Sandy said, agree with Colin about Iredale, get rid of the ball, push the defence up, changes the dynamic to attacking. Stevie Rocky was superb. Dessers got ragdolled all over. And Kieran says the back five needs tied down for next year. And Kieran says, did they not give the pen because he was booked already and would have been sent off? I think like that. That's definitely would have come into his thinking. I think
it deny that. Like if you listen to this, the referee podcast, I hadn't listened to it for ages actually, and I put three on the spin on Friday morning when I was walking the dog because I thought to myself, I've not seen this coming up on my feed for ages, and I thought they'd maybe bumped the boy they were doing it with again like they did the last time, and I thought, I wonder if they've stopped again, but they're there and they talk shite, they contradict themselves constantly. Like you just think, like you can't eat. You don't even know what fucking VAR's for. Like you've never refereed with it, and you're talking there like some kind of authority, and you're talking about clear and obvious for ball crossing the line, and that's not fucking rule. Like that's not what we're applying here. It's referee. Honestly, they just make stuff up, and I wouldn't be. They would tell. So what I was going with, they would tell you, you've not got time in the split decision to decide that. Fucking right they have. He's watched that, mate. I just booked him. Fuck, I'm going to have to book him again. No, I need penalty. If I see any penalty, these fuckers watching on the telly will not be able to challenge me.
I'll not get my windows put in on Monday. The that podcast you messaged me about it, and I went and listened to it as well, and I got about fucking 10 minutes. What annoys me about these ones, right? And I say this as a self-confessed idiot, and I hope nobody takes anything I say seriously on here when I fucking talk about stuff, because I quite legitimately, openly say I didn't fucking care what I'm talking about. But they're down there as experts, right? And you've got, on the one hand, I'm saying they need to make quicker decisions. Right? It doesn't matter if it's right or no. So the handball for the Dundee United goal, they talk about how long it takes. Right now, if you go in the actual IFAB guidelines, tells you take your time and get the right decision. Right, that literally says in it, take as long as it takes to make sure you get the right decision. Don't be rushed. And then at the same time, they'll go, but the rules say this, it needs to be clear and obvious. Right? And you go, well, what? You can't have the fucking insist to apply the rule on that one and then go, but they need to be quick. You either go, they all have to apply all the fucking rules, or you can pick and choose which one, or you can't pick and choose which ones. But because they say it, and folk then go and think to have a look at the rules for themselves, they just accept that, and then it becomes like accepted wisdom, and then they repeat it, and then it makes the life harder for the VAR and the referees and that to fucking just actually go and do what they're meant to be doing. I lasted 5 minutes maximum on both of those episodes. The Celtic one and the United one before I went, oh fuck, that's what they came out was talking about, and they should. Stevie says credit has got to go to Gray for the timings of his substitutions. Also, he replaced the right players at the right time. So he did get the subs right, I thought, yesterday. So Miko came on, Josh Campbell came on, O'Hora came on late on as well. I think Gail came on too. Trying to remember off the top of my head all the substitutions that came on. We never skipped the beat. Oh, of course he did. Yeah, aye. He was good when he came on as well. Mariah Welsh got a couple of wee fouls in and took the ball in a wee run when he got the chance.
Quite late though. It was like 85 minutes. Like him and Gail came on, so they're still like he's probably thinking get 10, 15 minutes out them here with the thing they give us the injury test.
25 minutes. Stevie says, why have Hibs not offered Rocky a new deal yet? What are they waiting for? I think they have. Ian said, Patrick McPartland said that Jordan Smith was the first top flight clean sheet for Hibs at Ibrox since Mark Brown in a 3-0 win in November 2010. It's fucking mental, eh?
Aye, that was the Mark Brown. Aye, right. Was that with Colin Calderwood?
I think so.
That one, mind the midweek one.
Aye, Francis Dico and Liam Miller. And,
I was thinking immediately went Simon Brown there in the cup game, but then it was Mark Brown.
Stevie also says also I've never been Lewis Miller's biggest fan, but I'd rather have him in as part of the back three rather than O'Hora or Ekpiteta. I actually think that now we're in a good position that you could put any of them in, and we're probably no weakening the team.
Do you know Stephen Craigan actually, as somebody that's played in defence, was talking about in the radio last night, and he was talking about how effective it is, and they said what's the difference between a 4 and a 3, and he was saying the outside centre backs have got to be comfortable in the wide areas. And that's the biggest difference. And as you said, Lewis Miller's a fullback playing there, and Iredale has played left back playing there. So that's why it's kind of working, because we've got two centre backs that are playing on the left and the right that are fullbacks.
Aye, and they're comfortable and have to go wide. Like you definitely can see. I thought it was a good point from him. Kieran says he'd written Rocky off like most folk, but he was colossal yesterday. He's not a rash defender anymore. I wanted to be proved wrong, although delighted about it. Right, I'm going to go get some of the Blue Sky comments. Colin will pick up a few talking points there. What about the added time, by the way? Because they added, what was it, 8 minutes, 7 minutes at the end? I think 3 minutes at the end of the first half for some fucking reason.
The first half one was funny. I can't think what that was for. The second half, I kind of expected a few because with all the subs, but then also the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. I can't remember how many it was. If it was 7, some of them sure will message in on YouTube. But
I think it was 7.
And you think I was probably thinking it's going to be minimum 5, right? It's going to be a minimum 5 anyway. Then you get the Rangers Celtic tax on that usually when you're playing them, and if you're ahead of them, you always get an extra couple of minutes then. So I wasn't massively surprised at it.
I'd love to see the stats for injury time given when Rangers and Celtic are behind. Like I don't know how many was played at McDermott Park today.
It was 5 or something. It wasn't massive today.
That's not massive then. And I kind of like both teams. It's the same. Both teams have got the same amount of time. Like it's no like 7 minutes for Rangers to score, but you normally find that it's a case of the teams trying to defend. They're harder on, which is the way these games usually go. Not quite the case yesterday, because I thought even in injury time we were the fucking slippers on and the cigars out.
Yeah.
John said over 100 in just now watching. Get pressing the like button, bangers. Yes, please do. Right, MagD36 said, this is incredible. How little do I and many others know about football. Couldn't have imagined this in late 2024. Superb by all involved at the club, and also sign Boyle and fair play to Ferguson for being honest after the game, unlike the twats Rogers, Goodwin and McInnes. Glory to the Hibees. We were, I can't remember if this was on WhatsApp, but we were talking about, is it the literal definition of unbelievable? Is the run that we are on just now unbelievable, Colin?
Nobody was predicting this. Like nobody. I mean, as much as there was a few folk, including me, saying we're not as bad as the results show, we should stick with Gray. If you had said to me, even after the 3-3 game with Aberdeen, Jink will be in third place come tax year end, and on a 16 game or one defeat in 19 being at Parkhead in the league, I would have been, nah, but I didn't think we are going to be that bad. I mean, even on here, like I was talking to John, and John was saying, this is relegation, this is a literal definition of relegation form. And I'm going, we're never getting relegated. We're about 3 points off fucking sixth place. Even when we were bottom of the league, we were 3 points, and it was like, mind folk were messaging in, and on the message board, Livingston had this many points at that time, and that was the. So I would never have, because of all that, as much as I was defending it, I would never have predicted one defeat in 19, which is away to Parkhead.
Aye. I definitely would live, and it's so funny to think back, and we did extra time about it. So if you're a subscriber, you probably heard it by now. If you don't subscribe, then please go and subscribe because there's some good content in there. But we were looking at the what we thought about Gray when he got appointed, and then like almost the journey we've been on under Gray for the season. And I remember coming to Dens Park, and I thought it was absolutely inevitable that he's going to get sacked. Whether it was that week or a couple of weeks later, there would be a run of results that would inevitably lead to him leaving the club. And I certainly did not think that we would be like you say, one defeat in 19. The Balkan wins as well, which is the other mad thing
And
about it.
I still get annoyed at the three of the
Aye,
draws. Like and I can't help it. I'm still annoyed at the 3 draws.
yeah. To be sitting up in third place, having overtaken Aberdeen and Dundee United, leaving Hearts behind us as well. Like overtaking and then pulling
Well,
away
they're
for
back
them.
in the relegation. Like if they didn't make the
They
top
are.
6.
Mhm. Um, yeah, it was unbelievable. I think if anybody tell you that would be the case, you would have said no fucking chance. Like I said right at the top, a generational run that we're on. There's no way that team looked like they were capable of doing
What
it.
does a generational run mean? What does
Like,
What does
like
that
it
mean?
happens once in a generation. Like
Well,
you so
it's more than that.
it's
You're
yeah,
telling your dad
it's
to
more
maybe.
than that. Yeah, you're right. So it's like multi-generational. Um, because it's unlikely like we'll no see another one of these probably for our lifetime. Like it's mental.
Yeah. Next
Well, you
season,
never know.
after next season,
Maybe we just carry this one on in the next season.
we can still catch Rangers in second, and like you just think, oh, the points we threw away. You know
Aye.
what I mean?
Jeff said, sent my main point on another post, but 100% think Jordan meant that pass. Fuck Ginger Winger Stewart. Neil said, after today's result, is there any team we have not beaten this season? So I think St Mirren and Dundee. In fact, David Gilmore answered that. St Mirren and Dundee, and we've got a chance to beat Dundee this weekend coming.
Oh, because we drew it. Aye, right enough. We lost
Aye.
to someone twice.
The Rio Can said, brilliant result and performance. My only concern now is the attention Sir David Gray will be getting. Hope we stay under the radar and no rich club down south notices a superb young manager.
They
Was
wouldn't take a
actually
chance on him this soon.
nah, although I'm sure there was interest in Jimmy Tilleen earlier in the season for down south in the run that he was on Aberdeen. So 3 manager of the month awards that Gray's had, there definitely will be people taking notice of him. I was tempted to email Black Knights and say, can he's going to just make sure that we keep him for a bit? Didn't he be thinking of taking him down to Bournemouth just yet? David Keith said, hey Matty, going to straighten the picture behind you. The picture's straight, it just is my laptop that's squint. Thanks very much. It's just perspective.
I was on a call the other week. I said the lines on the offside.
Aye.
I was on a call at work the other week, and I was sitting watching. I was looking at
Oh,
photos in
this
the
bit.
background, thinking,
Like
"They're
that.
squint."
Maybe it is a wee bit. There you go. Look, I don't care if that's any better. There you go. Thanks,
Looks off
David.
to me.
Does it? I'll get the spirit level later. I'll draw the lines. We need VAR. We need VAR to get involved. Green Tea said, took my lucky Christmas jumper to Germany last week and had to wear it coming home today. A bit hot on the plane, but worth it. Yeah, well done. Well done for taking a hit for the team there. Sean said, absolutely superb. This is the best non-old firm unbeaten run this century. Our best since the 40s. Interestingly, it never feels that great when you're in it. I'm trying hard to properly enjoy it because we'll probably never see it again. But also, recent shite seasons linger in the mind. I was thinking about this as well, right? Do you know when everybody was talking up Aberdeen earlier in the season, I didn't feel that we've had the same praise, like the same attention for the media and everything. I'm not really that bothered about it because it's better to fly under the radar. But do you think that's because everybody wrote us off at the start of the season? And everybody was talking about how fucking shite we were. That they've just gone. They didn't expect the run to keep going. Like, they almost feel like it's a wee bit of a fluke that it's carried on this long.
Aye, that's funny, yeah. Like, because Aberdeen, the praise for them was like, I mean, the Aberdeen fans were unbearable on the radio and
Hmm.
that, phoning in, and we're not getting that. I didn't mind that. Like, I'd rather sort of no fly under the radar, but just get on with it. Just like that's what David Gray does. Like,
Yeah.
just gets on with it. Doesn't go on about it. Doesn't make an arse selling his interviews. You know what I mean? It's just carry on. Just carry on beating everybody.
Rafa said fantastic performance, almost a comfortable win due to Rangers being so poor, or was it a tactical masterclass with Boyle and Hoylett pushed up on the fullbacks and they were so quiet? What was it, Rangers poor or Hibs good, Colin?
Well, I think we made them. I mean, I don't think they're a good team, right? I don't think they're well managed. Like they've just got a random selection, like I keep saying, if folk in charge of them now to hate the masses. Um, I think we're the opposite. We're a team that's a proper team,
Yep,
outperforming the sum of its parts and all that. I think we were good, and that made them even worse than they already are.
I agree with that. I thought I would give us the credit. Stevie said the Hibs fans want Hearts top six for another derby game, or are we happy to see them bottom six?
So I want them bottom six, right? Because I want them to be in the relegation mix. However, I would like to win another derby because what happens is when they're shite, we didn't get to play them, and that's why um, they had that. Well, the stats there's an anomaly in the stats, because of the 80s and the
Yeah,
90s. Um, Other than that, like when they were shite, they got relegated, never got to the league. You know all these kind of things. So you do want to play them and beat them when they're shite to try and get the numbers back in some kind of reasonable order. But it's at Tynecastle. We're not missing a game at Easter Road against them.
I fucking get them bottom six there. Like
I
I
know,
would,
I know, I know, but I'm
that's
just saying
I
the other
can't
side
help
of
it.
it.
Just
Yeah,
fuck.
I'd always want them relegated and stuff,
Aye.
definitely. But you do miss the derby. It's the best shows,
Mm-hmm.
when we're doing the derby. So
Aye, they are like when we win them, it's a
even when we
fucking
lose, because you feel
aye.
that much better after you do it. Like you get the have a good fucking moan.
But you imagine we make top six and they didn't, and they're losing to fucking Ross County or something one day. And their fans are all going
No,
fucking mental about it,
no, no.
and we're well, we'll not get carried away. But like we're
It's,
getting
it's
another
our
statement
pitch,
win.
was it? It's our pitch. It's our rules. You play our game,
Aye,
and we're coming after you. Aye,
fucking
right,
is
Neil.
it? Aye,
He's fucking Lee Johnson the second, that can't he?
aye. Lee Johnson got a mention in the comments. Let me see if I can quickly find it. I think it was about Rocky. No, I can't. I'll come back to him. She was basically the comment was Lee Johnson knew all along about Rocky. And he said that Rocky needed 10,000 coaching hours in him or something.
Aye.
I wonder how far he is away for that 10,000 since he joined. Maybe Lee Johnson did know. Right, Axel F said Hibs have been excellent since Kensel left. I think we've been good since before. That was just at the turn
Yeah,
of the year, wasn't it? Before the
yeah.
AGM.
Early
So
February or something.
I think the turning had happened before he'd gone. Jay Caldwell said great result against all the refs and VAR. His New Jersey were cake. Vince said a season like no other. No words to describe this incredible team. Sign up all those players on the bubble. We'll need them for Europe. I had a message for somebody over the weekend that just said this is a eminently likable Hibs team. So
They're always
now, of
likable when they're winning games.
course they are. But is it just the fact that we're getting the results that makes them likable, or is it how we're getting the results that makes them likable?
That was both. But aye, it's even things like so. Boyle yesterday. Did you notice when Levitt scored? He got the ball at the net and just booted it into the. And then when he got the chance to the second goal, the second chance to celebrate. I'm sorry, I'm breaking up. I'm welling up here.
Yeah, it's an emotional time.
No, he ran right down past them all with the hands on the ears. It's just like I mean, love all that shit housing air.
Aye,
Like that's what you want to see. So that all that stuff helps. Like that helps with the connection. He even mentioned that in his interview yesterday. Boyle, or one of the interviews,
did
might
he?
have been the Sky one, the connection with the fans and stuff.
I think
So
it's building. Like you
yeah,
definitely see it, and obviously the results help, right? I mean, there's no two ways about it. And the big statement results, like folk talk about Jack Ross's team, and we spoke about it before as
yeah,
well. That they didn't. Again, it was a COVID season, so you're watching from home anyway. But folk felt they didn't have that connection with him because we didn't have the statement wins.
yeah.
And amongst it, this one we've got fucking massive results, and even like last weekend against St Johnson, but it's no like a huge game in terms of the size of the opposition, but in terms of its importance, it was a huge game, and we scooshed it. And I think just when you have these times, you like see Cadden getting subbed off and walking in, and he's grinning
Now
ear
you
to
see
ear.
him.
He's
He's so
fucking
happy, eh?
loving it. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
it's brilliant. And again, we go back to what we were talking about extra time. I think when we were saying about the focus on getting the right characters in. Not just in the
yeah.
coaching team, but in the dressing room, like they talked about it. We were kind of quite flippant about that whole thing. Like, I can doesn't matter if they're a good player or not, just make sure you get a good character. But
Mm.
actually, I think you're seeing the importance
Oh,
of having good players who are also good characters. Raymond said, despite the possession stats, that was comfortable a victory, as you will see at Ibrox. Everyone uh, player at least a 7 out of 10 today. David Gray has done a phenomenal job and made a lot of people eat humble pie, including me. Michael said, "What a game! But Kukovic was really good today. Was expecting either Campbell or Mariah Welsh to come in today, but Gray knows best, and they dealt with the weirdos easily. The Rangers need to get their game up for Aberdeen, though. Table's still tight." And JK 1976 said, "This team, by the way, that's it. That's the tweet." Who had the Rangers fans who convincing you had two shots and just replied and said we had the cigars out. G Hibs said rode our luck a wee bit, but job done. We move on to the next game. David Burns, superb to a man. Solid defensively when needed. Hunsway, aha, ha, ha, I like it. Chris said, brilliant performance, never looked in danger all game. We just need to keep pushing and pushing so that we come third. Stevie on the YouTube said we've had some cracking long bangers podcast last few months, but this has to be the best. We're all buzzing. It is great talking about a big win though, Colin, isn't it? Like it makes this easy.
it does. Well, we went through. How many months did we go through? Going, where the fuck I go again?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like me, you, and John chatting in your chat, going, for fuck's sake, what are we going to say this week? And then I would just usually say it's good for business
Aye.
because you got more. You do get a lot more folk. Although it's not true because when you beat Rangers, look at the amount of folk that are engaging in that. So, but it did always feel like we got more folk watching when we had a big
Mhm.
loss or a big fucking mistake. Where this is just the extreme of that, though, isn't it?
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm losing my voice here.
That's all right. Chris said, by the way, how weird are the Huns? Where's the sponge going? Mind they had hats made out of bread packets.
I know I seen that during the week. I seen old photos. That was hilarious, eh?
Aye.
What are they up to?
Uh,
And yet, like deadly serious about it. The
they're
woke one the other week was funny as well.
oh
Like
aye.
didn't make any sense. Nobody came what I meant. They just
Defend
lifted it
Europe.
up. Meant. No.
Fucking weirdos. Kieran says, can't help but think Malcolm Mackay has something to do with the turnaround as well. I think Gray would have been sacked before he came in. I think there's definitely something in that. So, like, we know like in conversation, Malky held up Track Killer. What was
Kettlewell.
his name again? Kettlewell.
Kettlewell.
Aye. As an example of why you should stick with a manager through like a bad run because Motherwell ultimately got top six last season, didn't they? After a
Yeah.
bad run. So I'd like to think that David Gray knew that Malky had his back over that time. Actually, from what we are told, and you take this as we were told it in good faith, is I believe that the Black Knights, is it Caswell, Ryan Caswell, and Bill Foley were both uh, pushing to keep David Gray in his job as well because they can see the improvement. So
Yeah.
although Malky would have been defending him, I think he was pushing on an open door. I don't think there was anybody really at the club that were wanting to sack him. Beldam Lascar said brilliant. Ewan said, just lost that tweet. That's mad. Twitter just changed as I moved my finger, like they changed the order of the
Aye.
tweets. Why would it do that? Phil Tate said some team come on the Hibs. Stephen said, but there's empty seats. That's quite mad as well. Like, Hearts fans have stopped worrying because their season's finished pretty much. They've just sort of contented themselves with counting seats at Easter
I
Road.
know.
What a life.
It's weird.
Aggressively boring. McCann the man said, still can't believe we didn't get that handball penalty. How VAR never gave it, I'll never know. It's as clear a pen as you'll see. Susan said, I thought we looked comfortable most of the game. Diamande elbow on Miko. I never saw that. Did Miko get a sore one for Diamande?
I can't remember it. Can't remember it. We never really spoke about the tackle though. For the guy on Triantis. Can't remember the guy's name. When he dived in and VR checked it. Did we speak about that? Never did we?
Nah,
I'm not sure it's a red card, like, but
I think it was, to be
I
honest
don't know
with
how
you.
much different it is for the boy with the big neck, the Hearts today.
And the giraffe going in with the.
Aye, because I'm not sure how much different it was. But obviously, Walsh couldn't wait to get his red card out of the day.
I know. Right, this is a Rangers fan message, right? Rangers fan, be Israel flag is his bio, just to give you an indication of what we're dealing with here. Right, deserve that win totally today. That's quite magnanimous of him. I still await Boyle turning up against Celtic, his team, not Hibs. He is a great player, but in reality doesn't try or score goals against Celtic. Hashtag fraud, hashtag cheat, hashtag disrespecting Hibs fans. Fucking wild, eh?
Oh, fuck me.
Glasgow Stranger said you won't win many games with 28% possession. However, Hibs defended well and Dessers was messy as opposed to messy. There was a picture shared by a guy called Robson that sometimes has been on our phone in. Speaks like Ben Kensel, who's got that Norwich accent.
Yeah.
And it was a sort of top-down view of a cooker hob. Had a frying pan with an eggshell in it, a burner on that the frying pan was near, and the egg just right in the middle of the cooker. And it just says Dessers attempting to make his breakfast. Donna said another great team performance. Ewan said solid defence. So David Gray with the plan. Rangers TV is hilarious. Tia said fucking magic. DJ 1875 said that was a Milan-esque performance. Richard said great team performance and executed the game plan perfectly. Other teams have shown how to play at Ibrox at the moment. Give up possession and hit on the break. Third place up for grabs. We're in the mix and doing well, but think it will go to the wire. Stephen said only one talking point. We beat them. Kieran said I love the Hibs. Adam, I love David Gray. Scott said really wasn't expecting that. You've no idea what you're going to get from Rangers. Thought there was a chance we would get scalped 4-0 or get a draw. Only gave us a small chance of getting the win. Pity there's only 6 games left. As I'd fancy us catching Rangers for second. And last one, I think, is Hibs FK Rover said, Dylan Levitt, that's the talking point. Wow. There's loads more there, but we've not got time to beat up my mistakes there. I've got one of these kind of remote control bits, and sometimes I just because I fidget, I bang into it. Right, so Dundee next up, Colin. Just to wrap up, we're going to get our 17th game on the bounce.
I don't see why not. I mean, again, these are the games we've got to win, and we need to. And Aberdeen hopefully drop points just a couple of years prior to it. It's Sunday at 2:30, isn't it?
It is, Sunday
on
game.
TV. Yeah, by the way, Celtic are on TV next Saturday against Kilmarnock. That's Sky thinking they're going to win the league. We'll be there. I hope they've used their allocation up. And it has to be Premier Sports or something for when they win the league. Fuck Sky. But I have to on Sunday, so we've got to be going in and beat them. I mean, like keep Simon Murray quiet, he'll be all right. I think. I don't think they've got much else. The clean sheet yesterday for the first time. They've let loads of goals in. So there's got to be opportunities. Whether it's a case of give them the ball and hit them on the break, I don't know how we'll play it this weekend. I don't know if Dundee try and fart about with at the back like St Johnstone did. They're obviously in a real fight now because with St Johnstone and Kilmarnock winning yesterday, it's kept that all close. Them winning yesterday might have gave them a bit of breathing space if the others had lost as expected and they never. So I'm sure it'll not be easy, but We're a good team.
The league has been brilliant this season. Like I just think
Well,
like for it to be this tight for so many of the different positions, like even like mathematical or arithmetically, oh, fucking right,
fuck
mathematically,
me.
aye,
Aye.
we could still get second. You know, like if Rangers were to keep losing and we keep winning, we could still get second. But there was
See, I
somebody
was saying that, Nick. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
before you go in. I can't remember where I saw it, so I think it was Neil Denton. His lad had pointed out. I'm not sure. I've not fact checked it. If Rangers were to win the Europa, is it they're in the Conference League that they're in, or the
No, they're in the
Europa,
proper one.
or in the
Yeah.
proper one? If they were to win that and we finish third, we'd get the Champions League place because they'd get an automatic one.
The Rangers would
Aye. I
get
think
the automatic Champions League place.
you automatically get one if you win the Europa League. Like I say, I've no
We
fact
wouldn't
checked
get.
this.
We wouldn't get a third Champions League place.
I think that's what happens.
Are they getting in the Champions League next season for finish second? Like,
For the qualifier, I think so.
are they? Aye. All right.
Like I said, this came from elsewhere. I've no fact checked this. If it's all bullshit,
Right.
I'm fucking absolving myself of the responsibility. I've not had time to check it, but
Yeah.
that was the chat.
Okay, we'll see. But I mean, what I was going to say is there's a real split in the league because you could just split top five this year. Because if you look at it, the top five are well, Celtic and Rangers are still a distance ahead. Then you've got the next three. Then it's just the rest.
Mm.
They're nothing in it. So actually, to make it more exciting, just put Hearts in the bottom seven. Just have a bottom seven, top five. Because if hopefully Motherwell will beat them next week, right? Motherwell would be top six, and they would just be padding the games out because they're miles off it. Then you've got Hearts are only 5 points off Dundee
That's mad, huh?
playoff spot.
Aye.
Like, but then he won them top six because they're in the relegation mix. And they've got to go to all the hard places: Ross County, Kilmarnock, St Johnstone. They're all really hard places to go. So it's let them fucking fight it out. And I think they've got the fight.
No.
That's what they've not got, and they've got a fucking manager there that's come from the English lower leagues. It became what they're like.
Aye.
So,
They do have data roll call.
and next season,
Oh, is it no kicked in yet?
no, they've not invented it yet.
Spreadsheets
No,
are.
no,
Well,
they're
that's
still
a pity
working on
for
the conditional format or something. But I mean, they're 5 points, and of course you look at it and you go, "Oh, if Dundee could win next week," and you go, "No, next week because we played them next week." It's
them.
like
Aye. They'll come next week, do they win? Aye. Just get everybody else losing, like Hearts
that.
lose and Dundee lose,
Aye.
and they can catch up another time.
Mhm.
Aye, right. I think we'll call it there. What a great night it's been. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for loads of comments on YouTube and for everybody who submitted them through Blue Sky and through Twitter. It's been great talking about it tonight. What a weekend. We will be back for subscribers tomorrow with extra time. So if you're enjoying the podcasts and you want to sort of get a wee bit more or even just sort of support what we're doing, you can click the wee join button on YouTube if that's where you're watching it, and you can get a subscriber content that way, or head over to Patreon and you can sign up for just £3 a month, or now annual subscriptions as well, where you get like a slight saving if you take it out for the year. Right, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you all next time.